Charlie with his linguini charting. He loses sometimes, but hardly. He's BTC Charlie. But now he's GBP Charlie. It doesn't matter what he's charting. His trading is tough, but it's not all that bad with Charlie. He's got memes in the morning and more in the evening. It's Charlie. And when trading gets hard and support starts to lean, search Charlie.
Right, bonjour everybody. Let's jump straight into it. Let's unmute the boys and unmute Discord. Hello.
Oh, we're back. Yo.
Right. Let's go. How's everyone doing? Is everyone
Wait, am I on this?
Yeah, mate, you're on. That's it. We're on. We're live. Mic check 1, 2, 3.
I was expecting to hear your intro for some reason. It'd probably help if I opened the stream.
If you open the stream, my friend, you would have heard the wonderful tunes of BTC Charlie.
All right, let me get my shit together.
We'll just open with a quick disclaimer. Obviously, no financial advice. Did you liquidate me on Thursday? Yeah, you did. That's it. It's over. And obviously, Jim's had a couple of beers, so we're going to get a very honest and open review of the market, which I can't wait for. But yes, how is chat doing? Is a chat loving these conditions? Are you all billionaires yet, like Moon Carl? I might actually just put a tiny bit of music on just for the background.
I can sing. I've not got anything else to add value, so I'll just sing.
just sing. Do you do requests or?
Maybe depends on the request.
Oh,
damn, Magus had a good day's trading.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, not really. It's 5, you know. If he had a really good day, it'd be 20, wouldn't it? let's tease it out of him. Let's see if we can bait him in with reverse psychology. The Mag is euphoric. Yeah, to be fair, Mag's played this like a beast.
Oh, I was muted.
You were muted.
Classic Magus.
Legend.
Yeah, I instantly started to say, how do I refund this shit? Actually, when you tried to say 20. I don't know how to do that.
Nah, don't blame you, mate. Right, well, let's chat about the market. What do we think of this wonderful, joyous pump from 24.9 to 30 something? Is that it? Bull market's back?
Yeah.
I nearly spat my water out. Cheers, Jim. Is that it? Yeah. Yeah, bull market's back.
Yeah, it's back until Friday close.
Oh, wait, that's tomorrow.
And everyone will fuck off for the weekend.
What, and that's it?
You know, it's another move like the other moves, you know. I don't know what to say. You know, and if you caught the move and you made money, that's great, and I'm very happy for you. And you should enjoy yourself.
What, just take profits? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I still think it's a take profit market, and I'm reluctant to say anything because the sort of rampant shithousery I get on every move now this year gets worse every pump we get. But I sort of maintain my thought process that if we get a monster squeeze, a big move like this, fantastic. If you caught the bottom, fantastic. If you closed at the top, even more fantastic. But I still hold the thought that any sort of like long-term sustained trend, I just don't see it. There's no change in the flow really. There's no increase in demand that I see. But you know, if you can capture the volatility when it's there, then just enjoy it. I don't know why. People have this investment mindset all the time. I think it's like mental illness, to be honest. But
Yeah, no, it's true. People trying to like grab the next SHIB or Pepe for the next cycle, and
yeah,
I think respecting strength when you see it. Like, yeah, I shorted the other day on Magus' stream. Where did I short? You can see my liquidation on the tape, I think.
At the end of the day, like, and I get so much shit every time we pump, but and it's a real clear indicator of how rough people have been having it over the last like 80 days, where we've literally done nothing. So the first sign of volatility, people get over exuberant with their sort of emotions because it's been so long. But this is where the market's been like this all year, where there's been massive periods of nothingness, and then windows of opportunity. And I think if you're able to capture those windows of opportunity, then good on you, and make your money. But I don't really see the need for all the garbage being posted on Twitter, to be honest.
I did notice you've been a lot less active. You just kind of bored of the market a little bit.
Yeah, me personally, when it comes to trading, I am such an intensity about me when it comes to anything I do, that I burn myself out with all my sort of let's call them hobbies, because I can't think of the other word. So yeah, I tend to have like period windows where I do absolutely nothing, because I've literally like I've burnt my receptors out, if that makes it's that feeling. I just have no impetus to even like look. Well,
trading's intense. Like, I think one of the things that I think I talked about it on a stream the other week, where it's like driving, right? Like, people think driving's really easy, but you do like 4 hours of that, and the amount of little micro adjustments that you do as you're doing it, like as you're like bumping over like little hooks and crannies in the road. Even if you're sat on a motorway, you're so aware and alert, or at least most people are when they're trading, that you're trying to process information constantly, and it's quite stressful. Especially if you end up having like a day where you take 20 trades and end up break even or at a loss, and you're like, well, great. Not many people go to work for a day and come home poorer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm pretty much doing exactly what I did last year. I mean, when did I really milked that sort of downtrend up until I can't remember when it was, May or June.
Yeah.
And then I did pretty much the same thing. I took like a good 3-4 months of just reset, and then when it come back to it after 3 or 4 months, I'm excited again. I'm refreshed, and I feel I feel excited about doing it again. That's come with time, and this is the kind of thing I recommend people do, because people give me shit for missing moves, and I don't get it. I've been a bit pissed off this week because people seem more annoyed that I've missed the move than I am that I've missed the move. It seems like people can't afford to miss any moves, or they never miss any moves. But me personally, I'm more of a sort of guy where I like to trade in sort of, I don't know, 4 to 6 month, probably 4-month windows, where I'm really at it and engaged, and then I'll just do something else, So.
I mean, the only thing that I'm pissed off about is that I've been charting Pepe every single fucking week and saying, I can't wait for some strength, and then Big Magus takes the long and not me. Like, literally, it's been on my fucking radar for so long. I'm just like, this is gonna go full redacted mode.
80%. It looks like it's only just starting as well, to be fair.
It is absolutely nuts. And if you watch the tape,
tops like that's ultimate cookery. That's ready to do another 80%. Look to it.
It's honestly, it's mental. But Mag, you've been trading this, haven't you?
I am, currently long from the VWAP.
Is it liquid again?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is probably the most liquid altcoin right now, I would imagine. Well, okay, I don't want to say liquid, but it's definitely the most actively traded right now for sure. Liquid it's hard to say liquid, because if somebody pukes a position, you move 5%, so it's not necessarily liquid, but
yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to add something. You're talking about like taking, trading for periods and taking breaks and stuff. I think people should be aggressive with vacation, where think about the seasonality of how things play out every year. There's a little bit of a cyclicality around the quarters and stuff. And you want to be like, you want to front run the time to take vacation and go do it right away. So I took 3 weeks off at the beginning of May, and that was definitely the move because I don't think anything happened in May really. And I come back to June and I'm ready to go. So everybody, you need to take those breaks because otherwise you never let your brain reset, and you're gonna for sure not perform well if you never let your brain chill out.
And I really urge people to find their own groove with it, as opposed to trying to do what it looks as though people on Twitter are doing. Like, it's so important to trade your own system. Like, it doesn't seem like many people do it. And then when you do trade your own system, you get grief when you're not trading like the rest of everyone else. It's quite annoying. But me generally, like, my pattern is, and I don't mind being honest, I get like heavy seasonal depression. Like, my winter depression is brutal. And for me, trading is like a real therapy session where I can just kind of hunker down and do something that really takes my mind away from everything. And it's like cathartic. So my favorite periods to trade are when it's like, dark and gloomy, and I'm dark and gloomy, and I can just kind of get engrossed in a chart for hours and kind of switch off. So I'm at the point now where I really cherish that summertime and make the most of it,
Yeah, but that's good, man. That's like insane self-awareness. Do you know what I mean? Like balancing, your life around trading essentially, and just going, well, do you know what? I can trade when I want to. I don't need to trade now. And to be honest, like you said, for the last, however long, like Bitcoin's been in a downtrend for like the last 64 days, right? since here, like.
Yeah, it's been a ran, even for short sellers, it's been rancid.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's pretty much retraced 67% of every downturn. So it's actually been brutal for both sides, It's not even been a good bearish downtrend.
Yeah.
It's just been torrid. But yeah, I think it's important. I don't think people talk about it enough about self-awareness and figuring out your own personal traits and using them to your advantage, and knowing when they're a disadvantage,
Most people are scared of true introspection because it means that you have to face the bad stuff too. So it's very difficult for us to do that.
Yeah. Totally,
but it's
man.
essential. I mean, you're literally not going to make it as a trader. You'll never be able to improve if you can't do that.
Exactly.
As painful as it is.
Yeah. But, the way I always see it, it's like a pendulum, and the further you swing into that sort of darkness, the sort of the when the pendulum swings back the other way, the sort of rewards that come from it are as great as the dark place you've just come out of, So the deeper you go into that shitstorm, the better you are, the rewards are like tenfold. So
yeah, no, that's fair.
Whereas people try and stay in the middle and don't let the pendulum swing, and they end up becoming kind of like normie mode and don't really have any sort of emotional depth.
I mean, you gotta have the dark days to appreciate the light, right? And that's one thing that I think, like, being, like, when you are just, like, people glorify, like, full-time trading and not working, and you quit a 9 to 5 and all this kind of wonderful stuff, and it's like, yeah, quit a 9 to 5 to go 24/7 if you let it. Do you know
5
what I mean?
to 9.
Yeah, and people really idealize it, and you're like, yeah, so how many weeks this year have you gone to work and lost money? Oh, look, none. How many weeks have I gone to work and lost money? Several. That's just part of it.
Such a good point. It's nothing. You're doing a full week's work and not making any money.
Yeah, exactly.
It's it never doesn't sting.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh great, there's my time investment. I could have been out down the pub. I could have been necking some nice pints and eating some Mexican food or doing something lovely. But I didn't. I chose to sit in front of charts and trade, and actually I'm worse off for doing it.
Yeah, and I've got the electricity bill at the end of it.
Yeah, and I just think that there is a lot of idealization of it and glorification of it as well, which Twitter makes you think that it's easy, that you're winning every trade and all this kind of stuff, and that you never give any profits back. Like, sometimes you have winning streaks. Like, for me, I doubt I'm going to outperform January to March this year. Like, I just doubt I'm going to do it, right? This was probably the window to do it, and I didn't. I didn't play it very well. But yeah, I doubt I'm going to have a better couple of months than those runs where we had LDO and Aptos pop in. Maybe I will, but that just means I've got to be a little bit more careful with my family time, particularly around summer, because my daughter's going to be off for 6 weeks, and how much of that time normally would you get to spend with your child? Not much. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit more swing trader mindset, up or down. I don't really give a shit over the next couple of weeks, I think, for me, which, like you said, is just trying to balance out your life with the market, which we've all turned into lifestyle coaches now. That's what.
But, I genuinely think your lifestyle is 70-80% of your trading, or at least it is for me. If I have a really good, healthy, balanced life where trading can kind of supplement it, that's generally where I perform best. But this is why I have to have these big resets, because I'll be, and again, it's like this ADHD sort of mindset is I'll be in perfect balance, and then one thing will consume me and take over everything else to the point where it becomes toxic and really unhealthy, and then I have to step back and reset that, and it'll probably happen again. I'll be in a really good balance, I'll let the trading consume me for 6 months, and then I'll have to reset again, and that's kind of, I'm aware of that trait, and I know the triggers in order to get out of it and stuff. So.
Well, that's the best thing to be, self-aware, have control mechanisms, and actually, almost front run it. But Big Mag, you talk about working out a lot, and you keep trying to get me to go on the workout arc, which, to be honest, that isn't working out very well, is it? Is that something?
I hate to be that guy that tries to tell people to do what they do. But yeah.
Oh no, you're not telling me. You're highly recommending would be the polite way of saying it.
I think the one good thing about working out is there's nothing more rewarding than doing something you don't really want to do.
Sure.
And doing it with discipline and in a timely manner. Doing something that you generally don't want to leave the house for. It's more rewarding than anything, really.
I'm going to tell that to my wife later.
It does a lot of other things for you too, right? It gives you an opportunity to do something where you don't need to use your brain a little and do all those kind of things too. So, did the stream just die?
No, I don't think so.
Oh yeah, it's buffering.
Is it buffering?
Because you got an influx of 100 people just joined the stream out of nowhere, and the stream died. I think it's back.
Hello? Testing.
240p crew. 240p crew.
240p?
Oh, I was
240p. What is this, 1992?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Are you streaming it on your Game Boy?
No, we're good. We're
What the fuck?
back. I shouldn't have said
brilliant.
anything. It just lagged for a minute is all.
Oh, okay. I was lagging. Oh, yeah, I think it was probably me. I don't know. My wife's probably on some dodgy sites or something. Just taking all the bandwidth.
Blaming his wife.
Yeah, I hope she's not listening. Otherwise, my seduction techniques later won't be working. Sometimes you just gotta do things you don't want to do.
The Matrix is attacking us.
The Matrix is attacking us.
You just reminded me of when your daughter made fun of my name in the background of a call.
Did she?
That's good.
Yeah, we're on a call and Charlie's like, I'm talking to Jim. And she goes, Jim? That's a weird name. I love it, honestly, of kids. It's the best thing.
In all fairness, we were at Harry Styles last night, which I bored you with before the stream. But there was one point where he stopped. He started talking to all the crowd and doing all this, nonsense. And he said, all right, so does anyone want anything? And my daughter just went, a song! And all the old people around her were just like, oh my God.
That's brilliant.
It's like, savage. That's my girl. You tell him we paid for this. We paid for a concert, not to see you chat shit, which ironically is what I'm doing right now.
Oh, that's just reminded me actually of Bill Bailey said something like that. But he went to like some Whitney Houston concert and she was like 40 minutes late. And she goes, I just want to say I love every single one of you. And then he said, there's this there's this big guy stood next to him, and he just goes, "Sing, bitch." Oh, crowd was like silent. Oh man, sorry. So
No, it's good, man. We're just chilling and vibing. I mean, you know, in terms of the market, like, I'm not super excited. I don't think that this is like the next bull run or anything like that. I've had some real fun in the Pepe books, and like Pepe's been an absolute diamond to trade. You know, you can see some nice divs on the hourly if you really squint. But I'm not gonna fade this. I don't think you get points for shorting shit like this. Do you know what I mean? Shorting illiquid meme coins. And by illiquid,
you're just gonna get liquidated by me if you short Pepe. Honestly, don't do it. Nobody do that, guys. I promise. It's not gonna go well for you.
Brilliant. You get a PvP with the trading equivalent of Chuck Norris.
I mean, guys, I was streaming on Tuesday. Charlie came in my chat and tried to counter trade me in the chat. The chat liquidated him. I mean, you know.
Those are the kind of, they're bait divs where it breaks back to the upside.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. It's just a cool off, and I mean, it is literally like up only. if that's the top, I will be very,
If
very
it tops
surprised.
like that, I swear to God, it's why I don't trade in the summer.
Yeah, of like the best performing asset. Like I say asset very loosely. I don't like calling Pepe an asset particularly.
We'll call it a liability.
Yeah. Well, for Magus, it's been an asset. To be fair, for me, it's been an asset. It's been pretty good.
I suppose, yeah, treat it like a liability. You
Yeah.
can say that for a lot of this shit, to be fair. But
yeah, it just think of it like an early stage romance. It could go down on you at any time.
Yeah, no, the one scary thing about trading these things is all it takes is somebody to be stupid, and then everybody gets fucked in the process, right? So one person takes a stupid long and pukes it, and everybody gets hurt in the process. So that's the only real risk with this stuff, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
other people's stupidity.
I'm just gonna go to a nice good example of that. So we saw this the other day on Tomo, didn't we? Bearing in mind this is a 1 minute chart.
Oh, they're shorting the piss out of Tomo into sport the other day.
Yeah, it's great. You just see like, there you go, have a 14% candle, just boom. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'm exaggerating. I'm doing the classic
like
Twitter thing.
10%. I thought it was more.
20th. Yeah, it's Tuesday. I mean, yeah, okay. On a 5 minute chart it was, but yeah, the wick was just phenomenal. You know, just like instantly. I saw it on Spaghetti on the 1 second, and it just went bang. Like, see ya. It's like if you're on the other side of that trade, you just learned what slippage is. Congratulations. Yeah, these things that, people look at it and just go, why, like, I don't get why people keep trying to short Tomo when it does, like, illiquid shit like that, and just absolutely, just keeps doing it. Just keeps going time and time again. Just absolutely wreck shorters. But, que sera. There always has to be someone on the other side of our trades, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's your next trade then, Big Mike? I'll just copy trade you. Because you shorted Mask earlier as well, didn't you?
Yeah, but I pivoted long on it after everybody got liquidated, and I'm not even joking.
Oh, no, I saw.
I'm long in it. It's probably my worst trade of the day was longing Mask. I'm like basically break even on it right now, I think.
Yeah, I shorted some in here, and then I sold it down. I literally exited it here. And then I watched it fucking sell off. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to talk about that in the group, but there you go. I didn't have the balls to long it either, because I wanted to long Pepe. But yeah, you're right. It's not done too much.
The next trade is simple. We wait for a big wipe and open interest on altcoins and on Bitcoin, and you buy it. I mean, I think that will keep going up for the time being. And if you can buy into big pukes, there's definitely edge in that. It's probably the best strategy right now, in my opinion.
That RSI, so it's a 1 minute. I thought it's like the hourly chart. That I was about to say that RSI is weird.
Yeah, no, mate, I'm low time frame. Like, I don't like, being in the market for too long. In and out, get your job done, protect the bag, nothing more than that. I'm not balls deep at the moment in terms of like swing trading or anything like that. I've got some like altcoin bags that I've had for a while, that I will have for a while, but I'm not looking at a 4-hour chart and going, right, let's just hold this position for 6 weeks and see what happens. Link's the one that people seem to be doing. I think every time I see someone post a link chart, a little part of me dies.
It's the whole lagger. It's
Yeah.
got to catch up eventually.
Yeah.
I'll be smart and not back any strength.
Yeah. Let's do a power of 3 chart on
Link's
it.
a good example. It like fucked with people's brains though, guys, because Link made so much money for people in like 2020.
When you say people, you mean you.
Yeah, I mean me. So it's really easy for like with Link for people to just like never let go of it because they reminisce on the good days when Link used to print for you. So
Link has put in the classic crypto bear trap though, to be fair.
Yeah, it like deviated to your long range.
Actually, you could long it here with like a 5.3 stop, I think, and target, I don't know, 7. But you could
pick, is what it comes.
Yeah, but honestly, like as far as defined risk and the fact it's just putting a bear trap, it wouldn't surprise if it went back up to 9.3, like range highs, which is like 70%. So
nice 16-hour trade.
Actually,
let's go.
Actually not a bad trade, to be honest.
There's like 0 strength, appetite, catalyst, and all that for Link, unless we'll just buy a bag and then take to Twitter and just start shilling it.
Depends what the open interest is like on it, I guess, but
yeah, I'm just not a fan of anything that's just, we've had a pretty strong market-wide rally. I suppose it's 12% up off the lows, which isn't particularly terrible, but it's no way an outperformer, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's just better things. You could go for Pepe, you could go for CXF, you could go for Aptos, even Mask and all these other things, right? They're going up actually off the bounce. Pepe is obviously the big winner today, but that's what you want to do.
I think these altcoins have bounced into a lot of these altcoins have bounced into logical continuation downtrend spots, in my opinion. I would be a bit careful personally. You look at like Solana. It's already overcooked on the 4-hour, and it's right in that sort of inefficient pocket, retesting previous support. So I'm not convinced personally.
Yeah, I've not looked at Sol for ages. I mean, Sol's another one though, isn't it?
Yeah, Sol's a cup coin, and straight up, we can just go ahead and say that. I wouldn't be trading it.
Yeah,
of these like Chinese coins and shit though, like some of them are still pretty good to bet on up. Like CFX is probably the second contender behind Pepe right now.
I think I've even looked at CFX for a long time.
I've been ignoring it ever since like April or something, but it's definitely doing good on Spaghetti right now. So it's worth considering probably. I drag it up on the list actually.
Yeah, that is pretty tasty. I think I've got it in here somewhere. Maybe I don't actually.
That's why I don't trade altcoins. So you fucking watch lists like kills my brain.
Well,
you just need a way to sort it all is the trick,
no,
right? I don't actually look at hardly any of these things.
I don't need any. I just need to not.
I just need to not. I just need to not trade altcoins. Well,
it's not honest, a sorting issue. It's really not.
To be honest, I missed out half the pump the other day because I literally went, right, I'm fucking doing this. And I did the Paragon Alts script, and I even incentivized myself by saying, let's go. And literally took me fucking ages, but I finally managed to code it up. And once this little tiny blip of text formatting is done, I will be able to just basically scan everything on Binance in, just by loading up one chart, so I can be a lazy cunt. And it'll just do my job for me, which is wonderful. I cannot wait to actually just objectively say, oh, this is the coin I'm trading today.
Yeah.
Yeah, stacks. Yeah, that was a really good move. Again, another one that's not this. No,
I'll be back
yeah, it was.
in. I'll be back in 12 seconds.
You getting a beer? That's very specific.
Yeah. Probably 18. That last one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking. Oh, as your sake. What's going on with my stream, boys? Proper buffering stream, yeah, I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm watching your stream as well. Shall I actually make the most of your stream, Big Mac?
I mean, you could.
What are you looking at?
theoretically
Pepe.
speaking. Obviously, I'm just waiting for the next leg in Pepe.
Oh yeah, it literally says
Boy, the queen of
network
the
error.
That was a network error.
Yeah, you gotta click the refresh thing and it'll load back. You're good. Yeah, maybe you're either maxing out your memory on your PC or your internet is shit. One of the two.
Man, that's pretty good. So I'm guessing it's the latter.
I've got absolute god tier internet at my new place. It's unbelievable.
What, in the middle of nowhere? I love that.
Middle of nowhere. It's almost 1 gig speed.
Is it like standard internet or is it like some of this new futuristic like satellite internet?
It's cable, but
yeah,
it's cable, but it's like super fast fiber.
Nice.
They really did a number on this development. It's really cool.
So what are we looking at here, Big Mac? Because most of my stream viewers, my standard stream viewers, are used to looking at spaghetti, me drawing some lines, and then.
Do you want to send me that top left template by any chance? Top left with the delta. That's beautiful. So clean. It's just easy mode. Easy mode. I'd buy those red delta prints all day.
Oh, these, yeah, for sure. That's what I'm looking for a continuation. Anytime I see these kind of prints, that's what I'm looking for to continue to bet on upwards. So yeah, this is the play. This is my best trade of the day for sure. I already probably filled like 45% of my take profits. I have like 90% of my take profits just resting in the book, and I'm just basically AFK trading. And yeah, big puke came today. I bought it up. I bought Mask, I bought Bitcoin, and I bought Pepe. Mask was a big mistake because I'm like break even on it. Bitcoin did pretty good, and so did Pepe. So this is what I do these days. Well, yeah, let's not everybody like collectively sell Pepe on me right now though. Let's collectively buy it.
What do you think I'm doing right now? I'm just hang on, just
guys, he's counter trading me again on stream. You guys already know.
Just smashing market sell.
The precedent was set on Tuesday.
I actually closed it and then longed it, and then I closed that far too early like a pussy.
Probably because I kept telling you were going to fucking lose against that. I kept saying it.
I was
confident on that one.
I actually held it open for longer than I would have if I wasn't being debated by you. So you are directly responsible for some of my financial loss in the fact that you psyched me out. I'd be terrible at poker. Because it wasn't just me v me, it was me v you. And that's a different game.
Versus all the other degenerates in our space that are just market buying this shit relentlessly right now.
Oh yeah, true. Market sell to liquidate Magnus Revenge. Yeah, this is where I reveal that I'm the guy that put $27 in Pepe, and I've now got 50 million sat just in a spot wallet. I've orchestrated this entire stream just to liquidate Magus live on stream, just to hear his reaction. If only. But now, I mean, oh, you're printing some dots. Do you actually use those dots? These dots on...
They're just big market orders.
Yeah, okay.
What, that's on TradingView?
It's not.
Yeah.
How are they calculating that? Just through volume?
Yeah,
volume
just through volume.
No, open interest is in the calc too.
Ah, okay.
Oof.
Right, you would need to see large, open interest change, and then it makes the dots basically corresponding to the volume.
I love that setup as well with the VWAP and stuff. Very nice. Very nice.
very happy with my TradingView setup these days. TradingView makes TradingView used to honestly suck for these kind of tools, but they've slowly given us more accessibility and stuff. So
Yeah, you know what I noticed? Literally, it's the first time I like checked TradingView on my PC in a while the other day, and they've added. It's only a simple visual thing, but it's so nice. Like the overbought and oversold gradient fills on the RSI, just little things like that. It's so good. So it is for me anyway. I'm just a noob that likes colors.
No, man, it makes a big difference. Like, if you're looking at it
Yeah.
for however many hours a day, like, you know, it makes a huge difference. You want to look at something visually and aesthetically pleasing, even though my charts look like dog shit. But that's not the point. That's quite pretty, Mag. I might have to work on my layout a little bit more.
Very clean, very clean.
It's
I
very
like
clean.
that Delta print one, though, top left. That's very nice.
And we can literally see you get liquidated live. This is
exactly why I don't trade live.
yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
same.
I can't remember if I've ever tried it or not, but I think I did once. Oh yeah, that was it. I was trying to do like a scalp tutorial, and I think we moved like $12 in about minutes on Bitcoin. I was like, yeah, this is great. I think the funniest I ever had was when I used to talk about my flat bottom 4-hour candle setup, and we got a live one on stream, and it ripped. It stayed up for fucking ages, and I looked like a right moron. And then as soon as I stopped the stream within like 30 seconds, it like nuked back through. It was really funny.
So you said there, like, yeah, there's an 80% probability this plays out. Rush. Oh, shit.
Everyone was trapped on stream with me. Honestly, the stream curse is real. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I can imagine. Live stream trading, because I mean, if you're doing it on like a 15-30 minute chart, right, it's kind of meh, because you have in theory got that amount of time to make the next decision, and not much can really happen on stream typically unless you're in like highly vol days. But if you're down on the 1 minute chart, like in and out several times, you know, in a 2-hour stream, that's quite respectable.
Yeah, most people that stream or trade and stream do it on a high enough time frame to where they're not actually doing anything in front of you.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the trick. If you're doing active shit, it's actually difficult to do live, in my opinion. You're dealing with extra emotions and stuff. Like, I got extra emotions because I'm on a stream with people watching rather than just being all by myself in my office, you know? Definitely changes things.
Yeah, talking just takes all my focus away as well.
Yeah, same.
Silence. Just to answer Grant Stevenson regarding my streams, because I read quite a few messages recently. My plan is to start streaming again in September, to be honest.
So do the summer and then enjoy.
Yeah, I got some trips planned, and then I've got a big trip in August, and then as soon as I get back from that, and the sort of sun starts fading, I'll get back into my hermit stream mode.
I'm surprised you never did like a down only stream where you get guests on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you're on up only, so you're on up only with
but I was on the down only episode.
Yeah, and the convict only episode.
Yeah, that was I can't believe that. You know, I got a T-shirt made of that.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we showed you the clip from the Jon Stewart show. I mean, you're literally on, or not Jon. That was the old guy. It's the John Oliver.
John Oliver, yeah.
They had like a little clip of the up only stream with Duquan and fucking whatever his name is, Martin.
That's nuts. Martin Shrekky, or whatever his name is. Oh yeah, look. Oh, season's over, boys. Well, that was fun.
It's literally over.
That was fun. While it lasted.
If we retrace these moves, oh my god, I'm gonna laugh so hard at everyone. They gave me shit. Even Smiley fucking Capital, is that his name? Giving me shit. I had to give him the Swift block today. There's no way I'm getting shit from someone that bloody inspect element fucking XRP positions. Like, you got the audacity of that guy.
Wait, what?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
What? Someone
Just another one of these people on Twitter
Oh.
that I don't
Some
know.
shithead on Twitter, Smiley Capital, gave me shit yesterday. Sorry, the beers are talking now, lads. It's not me anymore. The guy's inspect elementing like $1 million XRP positions. He gets found out, and he's calling me out for not trading a fucking uptrend. Like, what penis?
Oh. No, that's the guy that used to follow and unfollow me all the time, waiting to get me to follow him back.
Oh
Classic.
yeah, you did that with me. Yeah.
I can't believe the shit I got. Honestly, yesterday just did me in. I signed out. I deleted Twitter off my phone. People calling me a LARP and a fucking marketer and a grifter. It's like, what? I've had like 2 ref links in 5 years.
I mean, it's one of those things, isn't it? That you always get salt, right? And that's part of being kind of in the public eye, right? The amount of abuse I had for saying that there's 700 trillion of Bitcoin shorts open and posting a 1-year-old picture of High Block, which I took from the Paragon group, and Magus's post. You know, it's just beyond. It's like people cannot, you know, just think for themselves for a split second. They just, you know, they need someone to hate, and it's never them. It's never, oh, I made this mistake. Oh, this person must be a grifter. This person must be that. Well, you're wrong and I'm right. It's like, yes, mate, that's what trading is. Trading is literally being wrong 50 to 60% of the time and still making money. Like, work that out, you dumb fuck. Do you know
It's
what I mean?
ridiculous. I think I made like $300 off my ref link last month or something, and people think I'm some sort of like, I don't do anything, but it's just like, it's unreal. I think
Alright,
people
Moon
think
Carl, calm down.
well, it's like, what do you think I'm living off? Fucking, you know, it just pisses me off, man. You know. Anyway, I probably shouldn't crack this beer.
It's good, man. Magus, when are you going to trade on my ref link? Hello?
I'm already too fried to come up with something witty to respond to that, so I'm just gonna say no. Simple.
What do you mean, too fried? You've made too much money today.
I just gave it all back. I only took 50% off, apparently. I just looked at everything, so I was like focused.
Oh shit, sorry,
Just
man.
as I suggest, like trading these alts, like is definitely, in my opinion, the best way to make money. But like what just
Best way
happened to
to
me is a
lose
perfect
money.
example of the things that are problematic with it, right? Literally, one guy says, "I'm going to close my long," and then my P&L is gone all of a sudden. So I got to be real patient with this kind of shit because I'll probably be okay. It's just really annoying that one guy closes long on this thing and it goes down by 6% from one trade. Literally 6%.
Has anyone checked Osaka's feed?
Nah. He always
Because
comes in at the tops nowadays, to be fair.
yeah,
If you really pay attention.
yeah, no, I know. You get a little like a little spike, and then the order book just goes mad, and then it just goes back down.
He's
Yeah.
probably getting limit filled after his tweet, to be fair.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, if I had that power, I would use it for evil. I'm not gonna lie.
I wouldn't.
No.
I probably do have that power. I probably could do that. I could do that shit. This is the thing. I get offered the deals from Rollbit. Rollbit were offering me fucking cash, and I said no, not interested. Because
Oh,
you know,
man.
some of us have moral standards in this space, and you know, the fact that my main sort of thing and theme with when it comes to my content and education is around risk management. So, you know, it would be quite contradictory of me to start promoting gambling, irrespective of how much they want to pay me. So, fuck you guys. You know, maybe I should take the fucking money and just fuck you all off. Maybe that's what I need to do.
I mean,
Oh, that's generally the approach that everybody goes in our space. You come in here with ethics and morals, and then you watch other people be complete pieces of shit, and then you go, well, maybe I shouldn't be so sit on my moral high ground in life all the time. That's how everybody becomes a piece of shit in our space, actually, because you watch other people do it.
I also think that you hit on a really good point earlier, which is you're getting the shit for it anyway, but none of the reward. So you're getting all the abuse, and you're not even doing it.
I might just be a rollbit ambassador.
You could just say, like, hang on a minute, I could get an extra 10, 20, 30 grand a month for just doing this, this, and this. Well, fuck it, why not? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm already getting the grief for it, I might as well get the fucking reward. Like, honestly. I think I think as long as you're transparent with it all, like, fuck it. Like, genuinely. I mean, I've been through that same arc of, my god, you got to start and you got to be completely, like, everything completely transparent. Man, I can't even talk about a coin if I don't have a position in it, you know what I mean? Like, and as time goes on, you just wonder, you're like, well, am I even allowed to comment on this? Am I even allowed to say your project looks like shit? If I've not actually done too much research, I've literally just loaded the website. Yeah, I am actually, because it's just opinions, and if people are fucking trading off opinions of an anonymous cartoon character on the internet, like, it's kind of like the natural selection in, well, it is, isn't it? Crypto is natural selection in the financial world. Like, it just rids stupid people of their money quickly. If you can't manage your risk, if you can't manage your emotions, if you can, and there's counterparty risk, right? Huge counterparty risk. Look at FTX, look at Luna, look at all these things that just fucking blew up in people's faces, FTX being the one that I really think that, anyone who lost money in FTX, I like, that there is kind of nothing that you could have done better, really. It was like top tier exchange.
You could have listened to me.
Yeah. But you
could have.
Well, yeah, I mean, I said cautiously.
Shit for that take as well. This is the thing. So I'm getting really annoyed now. But, I tell people, take your money off FTX. That ship is sinking. Listen to his dialogue. Listen to what he's actually saying. That guy's on his arse. And everyone's like, that's a low IQ take. FTX is a safe space, and you're an idiot. You just want to watch the world burn. And then what happens? It fucking blows up.
Fucking did burn, yeah. I mean,
fucking annoying.
Oh no, I cashed out because I saw an interview on the Friday, like completely randomly. Interview with him and Eric Voorhees, who's like Shapeshift founder. I love him. He's so clean and clear with his like messaging. And the debate between him and Sam was literally shaking. He didn't have any good rebuttals. And I was like,
it was like listening. It would be like listening to me try and explain a blockchain.
Yeah, so it's like a chain of blocks. Yeah, you bet on the number going up or down. Don't know. But yeah, no, it was fucking abysmal. And that performance was just like, all right, with everything going on, do I trust this man with, a reasonable percentage of my net worth? No, I don't think I do, actually. So we'll take that out. Oh, what do you think about Binance, gents? Is it Safu?
Sacrificial lamb. They're gone soon, in my opinion. Ooh. They're going to get taken out.
What about you, Big Mag? Binance, Safu?
I don't play those games because I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
They're going to get taken out. Me personally, my personal view when it comes to Binance is I think the market, I've said this for a while now, I think even though the sort of fallout and spill out of Binance going under in the short term would be, potentially like cataclysmic for price action, because this is the thing, people only care about price, sadly. They don't care about the health of the underlying market and the quality of the market they're in. They only care about the fluctuations in price, which, whatever. I think the market would be far better off without Binance, and I think if it takes, if it takes a few months of like real sort of shitstorm, I think it would be better off, because I think their impact on the market, especially since FTX is gone, is toxic and awful. And I hate CZ personally. I think he's an absolute slime ball.
Really?
And I hate everything about Binance personally. I think they're bad for the market. When it's sort of supposed to be a decentralized market, peer-to-peer market, where it's more of a free-for-all casino where the participants are determining price, etc. That's the like pure. That's it. That's what's crypto supposed to be in its purest form. I think the idea and premise of Binance and how Binance is like monopolized now is I think it completely goes against everything that crypto stands for, and I'm not a fan, and I think they go down. And sadly, I think they go down because I think the institutions are gonna basically institutionalize this market so they can basically turn a decentralized idea into a centralized one where they can basically audit anyone they want. They can see every transaction you make, and they're the ones earning profit off the fees. I think that's the way we're going to go.
Yeah, no, I mean, I personally don't see it as like the BlackRock stuff. I was talking to Magus about this kind of before this, and I was like, I don't see it as the, big, incredible catalyst that everyone else sees it as. Like, is it bullish sort of long term for crypto adoption? Yeah, probably. But is it bullish long term for crypto volatility? No, I don't think so. I think they're here to take our lunch money. Do you know what I mean? And like you say, regulate shit out of it.
I think they're gonna do everything they can to weed out all these sort of dodgy exchanges. Because let's call them out, they're dodgy. Even Bybit, I trade on Bybit, where it's fucking dodgy as anything. Where it's red. It's completely unlike. It's completely dodgy. Like, I'm not saying it's unsafe per se, but it's dodgy when it comes to sort of regulatory framework and sort of what they're allowed to do and what they can get away with, etc. So I think we're in the boomerization phase, and I'm not sure how good or bad it's going to be for us as far as volatility junkies goes. But
there's probably 2 points I'd say on that. One point is I use Bybit too, and there's a ref link below at the bottom of the stream. So I want $300 a month from my refs. If you could, log on and do that, that'd be great. And secondly, I think Xerox Musician raised a really good point where he said crypto is a high risk, high reward industry, and kind of if you can't handle it, like no one forces you to do it. I think that's the thing that people always, it's like the poor innocent person that put their life savings on an exchange and gambled it away. Like, exactly. Aside from the FTX thing, I do genuinely feel sorry for people in that kind of circumstance. But if you put all your money in Doge coming you 69 and you lost it, you were probably going to lose it another way.
Robot's the antithesis of this space, and I have nothing against it, and I have nothing against people using it. I use it myself. I like the platform. I enjoy using it because it stimulates me as a gambler, because deep down there is a part of me that is just a degenerate gambler, and it really appeals to that side of me. But there's obviously a distinction between me promoting it and not promoting it, but I have nothing against it. I think it's like classic crypto. It's it's a beautifully shady, dodgy exchange with, that really sort of entices you into making bad decisions.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things, isn't it? Is it's like, actually, do you know what? If you trade like that, and you like, for me, like Robert never approached me, which bit annoyed about, because it actually literally suits my trading style. Like, I could literally, I reckon I could roll an account up on there so easily, because genuinely that's what I do. I literally long the fuck out of altcoins on dips, and that is what that is designed to do, with the odds stacked against you. But if you can play rotations reasonably well, then I reckon there's a good chance of making it. But yeah, I mean, like, it's a good product at a space that is unregulated, and you can kind of get away with a lot more in crypto. I mean, look at all the like VC raises and stuff like that, and how easy it is in theory to raise money in crypto compared to like anywhere else in the world. Like, if I said, right, Magus, Jim, we're starting up an exchange tomorrow, I reckon between us we could probably raise 5-10 million quid in like a token raise type thing, and just go, right,
yeah,
let's give this a shot, lads. Like, it's so, the barriers to entry and capital movement are just so low.
Just to go back to sort of the institutional sort of side of things. people say it's bullish this. They show me the gold fractal that coincided with the 2008 financial crisis. Just saying, just putting that out there. The rally that coincided with the last great financial crisis, where where precious metals went up like just magically, like insane. The thing with like ETFs, in my opinion, and financial like institutions coming in, they are here to suppress volatility. They're not here for volatility. They're here for yield, because they have such large capital that they need to diversify, and it's very hard to diversify. And when you have that kind of capital, you want very predictable like yield generating markets, and that's why ETFs are created, because they are a way to suppress volatility for extended periods of time, where you can just basically generate a yield on a large amount of capital. You look into like the price suppression on silver through ETFs that JP Morgan does, and they make so much money just being short on that market and suppressing volatility, that the exorbitant fines they get for manipulating markets just fall into insignificance compared to how much money they're making actually manipulating those markets. So people holding their hopes and prayers on one gold fractal, it's kind of insane, because you look at what happened after that gold fractal. Gold's basically been in a range for the last 15 years or something.
It's also the same thought process as like being, balls deep in the stock to flow model, right? Like it's kind of one take, and it's one piece of thought or analysis. Like, I don't know, I think the market's a little bit more dynamic than that, but maybe that's just my 2 cents. I've noticed Magus has gone very quiet. Have you dropped off the call, Big Mag, or are you just making it all back in one Pepe trade?
You guys watching Pepe? Am I muted? No, I'm not muted.
I've got the beer rambles. Just tell me to shut up if I get the beer rambles, honestly.
Nah, man, it's good. We're watching Mag make it all back live in one trade.
I'm also not used to trading with other people. I'm used to turning my stream on and just like having the whole run of the show kind of thing. So it's interesting to it's more chill for me to just take a back seat and listen a little bit more, if I'm being honest. Much less mentally taxing.
Yeah, that's fair, man. I've loaded up your stream. Just watching you.
Oh, no. Turn that back off.
What's this dodgy?
It literally started going down as soon as you turned it back on.
Oh yeah, shit. Right, let's bid. Let's start drawing magical support and resistance lines on the 1 minute chart just for Magus's position. There you go. It's based on nothing, but it won't go past this line. If you've ever played like Worms, these lines work like girders. Do you know what I mean? You just build them up. Hang on.
Wow.
Wow. Oh god.
No, I just read VIX at 13. It's the first time I've checked VIX in a while. There's something really wrong with these markets, in the sense that the Nasdaq's at 1% today, and that's equated to a 6.6% move down on the VIX. That's like unusual. That's really strange. Isn't it? That's a pretty significant move for such a small move on equities up. Weird.
Yeah, I just try and look at shitcoins, mate. That's why I don't bother with that.
Before I moved house, I was exclusively trading ES mini futures. I was trading that like pretty much for the last sort of 4 months, or 3 months. I can't remember last time I really traded, to be honest. But really enjoying that market.
You don't need to trade when you got $300 a month coming in. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. You know. Thanks, suckers. I'm living the dream out here in my shed in the country.
But even things like the Bank of England raising rates again, like that's to me, it's like, oh look, people are going to get even more fucked. Like...
Mate, markets are mental. Like the DAX, all-time high on the DAX, and the German economy is literally in the shitter. It's unreal.
The markets can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. Is the
no question, man.
classic
I'm
meme.
gonna run out of $300 payments at this point. It's way too irrational for me.
Oh no, man. It's mad. Alright, what else do we want to talk about? Have we held the market up on Pepe?
Magus is silently trading Pepe in the
I know
background.
he is. It's like, get off my stream, stop watching me. You're making the price go down. It's literally, we watch him. Boom. We watch him.
It started to turn around, you fuck. It's all your fault.
Yeah, if only I actually had that power over the market, it would be, it would genuinely be really easy.
I mean, from an educational standpoint, this is why you always periodically take profits, right? Because if I round trip the full position, I would actually have just left the stream and I'd be pissed right now. Like, I wouldn't have even said anything, would have just get disconnected from the call. But, this is only 50%, so makes it a little less painful that I already locked in half before this happened.
It's interesting though, because, you've been trading for a long time and, you've been doing it full time for years, but you still get quite emotional over losses. I think people think that you turn into a robot and, you can just switch off that human side of you.
I actually wish I still had that care. I think that's half my battle sometimes, is I just don't care anymore.
Really?
Like, win or loss, I feel so little. I almost need that kick up the arse again.
It's situational, right? They're not everything is the same, right? So if I open a position, go underwater and close it and take a loss, I'm not gonna have any response to that. But if I round trip a lot of money, that's totally different, right? Because I had that money tangible. So it's totally different than getting upset about just random variance and shit. This isn't variance, this is me being stupid actually. So it's different. I'm really hard on myself about my own mistakes. That's the only thing that I actually really get upset about anymore. When I make a mistake. No, I don't care about what the market does. I just care about what I do.
That's what I like. That's one of the things I like about you, though. It's a passion as much as anything. I kind of fall dip in and out of that passion. My problem, to be honest, is I like the initial grind of building a stack. My issue is when I've got a stack, I just can't be arsed anymore.
I think
I get into just capital preservation mode for too long sometimes. I just don't care.
Yeah, I can feel that. So, if my equity curve looks like this, obviously there's going to be drawdowns, and it starts going like this, I'm as tight as shit, and I'm just right. Because when I first started trading, I basically did this classic, and then it'd just be you'd take one or two stupid trades, and you'd round trip basically the whole fucking P&L, and you'd be this is maybe, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks work, and then you just over risk and just get super confident and cocky, and you just fucking round trip it all back, and it's great. Whereas now, it basically goes like this. I'll have a couple of good trades, and I'll be right, okay, up we go, and then I'll just kind of stop and I'll meander, and I'll probably just slowly drag back a little bit, and then it'll start going again, and that's kind of far more, because I basically get bored in this area, and I'm right, I need to chill a little bit. And yeah, obviously I do have fairly decent drawdowns at times as well. It's not just up only, right? But it's not a full retracement of weeks worth of work in a couple of days. That kind of just doesn't happen unless you get super unlucky. I can't think of the last time I had something like this, which means it's probably imminent. But I'm also tight as fuck. I've actually found that the more money I've had in life, and Magus will probably confirm how tight I actually am when we've talked about spending money. I hate, the one thing that I don't think will ever happen to me personally, because of my personality traits, I was an accountant and all this kind of stuff. I won't just bleed money. I won't be the guy that made a ton of money and then went and bought a jet and a Lambo and all this kind of shit, and then went, oh fuck, I'm bankrupt, lost everything, and then go sort of back to grind it all again, because it's just pure capital preservation mode. And that's probably why I'm so stingy these days in terms of just yeeting money into shitcoins. I saw Pepe when it was 300k market cap, and I was I was so ill.
You know,
Time.
it's a battle of trust. Of for me, that I know I have, I know I have enough runway and peace of mind to wait for the inevitable conditions that are going to favor me, so I kind of don't stress it as much as I used to. Whereas there was a period where you're building, where you kind of feel a sense of FOMO that you need to be, and I see that's kind of what I see on Twitter at the minute is, you can tell that there's people that need exposure and they need something like a big break almost. You can kind of see it, it's palpable.
Yeah, they missed the move, they need it, or they got the move, and that's like, you've been longing for the last, like, what would we say, 68 days or something? You've basically been longing this downtrend, and it's finally paid off. But
and then they isolate all their anger towards me, who's just been playing golf for 3 months,
just living life.
like I've pissed on the kids. It's unbelievable.
I like that expression, like I've pissed on the kids. I always use it's like I've kicked a puppy, but I mean, to the guy in the chat who's asking about buying spot BTC, like, yeah, exactly what Maga said. Like, it's a bit late. Like, I personally don't want to buy this. You buy even just a higher low, just like anything like that, right? Just let's delete some of these lines, but yeah, I would not be deploying spot here. Real simple line. You don't even need to make it vaguely technical. Come back to here. I'll just line up
Technicals
my things.
are a meme anyways.
They are a meme. But even something like that, you're better off waiting for a pullback of some description. IMO. And if you're, if this is just a consolidation and you're going to get a wonderful leg up, you're better off trying to just keep searching for high beta shitcoins like Pepe and save Magus from his 50% up position. But yeah, let's focus on the positive side of it. You were like 4 for 4 today. It's still a win, even if you gave a bit back. Like, it's a pretty fucking
Feels like a loss though.
Yeah.
I hate wins that feel like losses. They're the worst.
It's still, it's still a better trading day than 95% of crypto Twitter in reality, but not according to their inspect element.
Timeline says
cards.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
I can't even look at Twitter. I'm not gonna look at Twitter again until September, I don't think.
I like it, man. Just switch off social media. I mean, social media can be pretty soul destroying in terms
it's
of.
not even soul destroying, just brain destroying. I honestly feel dumber reading it. Like, I feel like my brain's losing, like, mass.
Yeah, no, it's fair. Right.
It's fucking insane. How honestly, it feels like my brain is dribbling. It's unbelievable. I can't believe how stupid most people are.
Honestly,
Maybe that was a bit harsh, but
no.
Fuck it, it's not. I think most people are stupid as fuck. Honestly,
you need to read the tweet I did yesterday and some of the replies and quote tweets on it. Honestly, it's just like, it's hysterical how wrong people can be with the most obviously wrong information in front of them. Do you know what I mean? It's like, why are you all thinking this is a serious comment? But yeah, there we go. They are the people in the books who we liquidate, and we thank them for their sacrifice. So whilst we've got these legends on stream, and probably do another like 15 minutes if it's okay with the boys, or like 5-10, depends on when they want to go and have a few beers and all that kind of wonderful stuff. Has anyone in chat got any poignant questions? Because I've kind of ignored chat for half of this. At least those stupid people are the counterparty. Yeah, exactly. Check BNB BTC. Oh, I don't really want to. It's
I'm just looking at my window. I'm just looking out my window.
Just looking at my window. Oh.
And pinching myself, man. Like,
wait,
so
I
used to look at a wall. I used to look at a wall.
Yeah.
Out my apartment. And now I'm looking at grass.
I might get. Yeah, I'm tempted. I've got a few pictures up, and one of them is of a big ape in a suit, smoking a cigar, sat in a leather chair, which I always think is like me. And that's like what I do in this office. But I'm very tempted to shift around and peep out the window.
Oh, excuse me.
How long did it take you all to come up with your style? I mean, I'll answer it first. I think it took me. I mean, I think I'm still coming up with it in the sense of like, I always want to try different things and adapt things and change things. Like if you can get an extra 1% edge over the next 5-10 years that you're trading, the compound effect of that is like massive. So I don't think you ever stop trying to evolve your edge, and I think you always try like new things, and sometimes that'll pay huge dividends, like jumping into NFTs early on and just fucking around with them. You know, that made me a lot of money purely from being early. But yeah, I mean, it took, I'd say, probably 1.5 to 2 years to get to a point where I was like, yeah, this all clicks and it makes sense in the way that I view the market, which is around old beta and TA, and it's quite simple. But yeah, how about you, Big Mag? We'll go to you next. How long did it take you to develop your style?
I've been trading for 8 years now, so a while. But I would definitely take a note out of what Charlie just said, right? That I don't really view it like it's like something I'm gonna like make and be done. I look at trading just like I do like video games and stuff, so I'm like always trying to keep pace with the market. And the key thing that I'm trying to do over time is simplify all my shit. I want to make everything more and more simple so I can make better decisions without having to use my brain as much. So pretty much how I word it. I don't think any of you should ever really say I'm done with my system. Probably keep going forever. Otherwise, eventually, it's not going to work anymore for you, right? You're going to get, you know, it's like a marathon. We're all running around in a circle. And if you slow down, everybody else is going to keep going and you're going to get left. So I think you need to keep going forward with the mindset of efficiency.
Yeah, that's
oh, mic drop at that.
Yeah, mic drop. Boom. I know, I totally agree. Like, you're just going to get left behind. How about you, Jimbo?
So it's kind of two like for me. I think it took probably 2 to 2.5 years to. I think this. What am I trying? Let me try and figure out what I'm trying to say. I think it's like 2 to 2.5 years to figure out sort of my system. But then I think it probably took another year to have the awareness to know when to actually deploy that system to its most efficiency. If you know, like yeah, it's like I built a system and it worked, but then it wouldn't work, and I didn't really have the self-awareness to know why it wasn't working in certain situations. And I think it took like another year for me to be like, okay, it's not the time to deploy my strengths. So that was like the second learning curve for me, and that kind of happened quite late, really, like 2021. Really, 2021 is like where I really that was the period where I felt just completely dialed. I've never felt so dialed like that, and I learned a lot from it in respect to like knowing when and when not to deploy. Because there was periods in like 2019, 2020 where I would do really well and I'd keep going at that same clip with that same system, and I wouldn't know why it wasn't working. I'd just be frustrated. I'd be like, "Why it worked last week? Why isn't it working this week?" You know. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I tried to like explain how I adapt myself to the sort of conditions in front of me in the market, right? And I tried to put it in 2 different ways, which is the context and the environment. So like the environment is like the wider macro stuff that you're trading in, you know, how is everybody, how is everything, what's kind of going on, and then what's the context of like the trade that you're trying to take? Is it a part of a narrative? Is it part of something else? What's the kind of, you can look at funding, you can look at like daily vol, you can look at general just volume, you can look at various other bits and pieces, you can look at unlocks, you can look at like lots and lots of bits of information that give you like a view on like that coin. I know it's very different to you because obviously you're just trading like predominantly BTC and obviously some stocks and stuff. But yeah, I think there's definitely a learning curve of when it works and when it doesn't. Like, you know, I got to like long high beta alts like early 2020 maybe, and it was basically like, all right, bull run time, just fucking long anything. Oh, this is the best system in the world. You know? Like, wow, I'm a genius. I've just discovered fire.
The thing that used to really just kill me was I got, especially because I started in such a chop fest market like 2019. I got really really good at range bound markets, and I was just so slow to spot the inflection points and the shifts in market, that I would end up just unraveling everything I'd done based on stubbornness and like blind, you know, just ignorance and stubbornness and ego and arrogance and like, no, we're still range bound. I want to trade a range, even though it was like it was time to park that sort of that mentality and stuff. That's what used to really kill me.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Oh, there's a great question in the chat. Do you think high block is a scam? Magus, this one is for you.
Jim can answer it too. He'll say the same thing probably.
I love ISO. ISO is a great guy who I owe a lot to with regards to helping me early on. But when he says there's like 150 billion in short licks or something, I literally die slightly inside.
They're confusing the two concepts of delta. They'll see a lot of delta come through, right? You could see a billion, you know, you could see a few $1 billion of delta come through, and then they call that shorts, right? And it's not. It's just fucking.
Even if it was delta, that's bollocks, man. You know,
you could have like a few billion theoretically in like a really big move of delta, probably. But you're right.
Crypto,
I mean, that's
not on crypto. You know, it'd be like 100 million.
I mean, I've definitely seen that kind of volume go through Binance in a day for sure.
Not
think about it. The average volume going through Binance total on just Bitcoin perps is probably like $18 billion a day.
Yeah, well, most of that's bollocks though. It's neutral delta.
The data that we're reading though, we're not going to see the difference. It's going to all be volume regardless on our point of view.
But like these numbers, it's like the fucking open interest for the NQ.
Right. Yeah, and the main thing too is, right, it's not just about those kind of metrics that don't make any sense when you look at numbers. It's also that anybody that's ever tried to make a liquidation map, which, believe it or not, like High Block is not the first people to do liquidation plots, right? Anybody that ever does that on their own immediately realizes that the variance in your data is so high that there's just no point in even trying to use that. It's impossible for it to be even remotely accurate because you could never know what people's collateral backing their positions are, and you never know when their positions are closing. You only see when they open. So yeah, I'll digress but basically it doesn't, none of it makes any sense.
Use your eyes, fucking hell. Like, it's pretty obvious where liquidity is, you know. Like, what, you know, and this is the thing, when you've traded long enough, you know where morons put the stop losses, because I used to be that moron that put my stop loss there. And as long as, like, if you learn from your mistakes to the point of where you know where morons, but like, and because like, and the reason I say stop loss is because stop losses always coincide with liquidations, because generally people will use a certain leverage, because basically people use the leverage that dictates their stop loss. So generally, so if people are entering a position, they'll be like, okay, I'll use 25x here because that my liquidation will be my theoretical stop loss at X price. So they always tend to coincide. So, you know, it's like if I look at Ethereum now, I don't need to know where the liquidations are because I know where the stop losses are. The stop losses, you know, the stop losses at 1879, and the stop losses at 1874, and the stop losses at 1865, because this is how people think. They enter a position and they basically put the stop loss at the previous low. You know, it's just what people do. Generally, that's what the majority of participants do, because that used to be me. And most of the time, it's people just trying to capture a move with as tight a risk as possible. And a lot of it's algos. Algos do that. So when you've got an uptrend, they'll bid within a certain percentage tolerance of the previous low, which is why when you're in a low participation market, generally, like the lows will be within a specific dollar range from the previous one, if that makes sense. So it'll bounce strategically from an X amount of the previous low, and the algo will put a stop in at that previous low until an actual human being steps in and either nukes it through the stops or runs it higher, you know.
So
Anyway,
yeah, like Leviathan is a great coder on TradingView. Fantastic. You can check out some of his stuff. This is not like they're all free and, as far as I know, open source and all this kind of stuff. So it's not a shill or anything like that. But like literally, you've got 25x, 50x, 100x liquidations, and that's probably the best like data that you can actually get. It's probably not particularly clear on this chart, but like there are free indicators in my view that do what high block does. And yeah, what high block does is just like roll perpetual OI, so the calculation gets massive, but it's not a true and fair view. But like Jim said, it's all just very, you can literally look at it with your naked eye.
if people realize that the majority of market participation is algorithmic, it would set them free. The problem is people think there's people trading these markets when probably it's like 80 to 85% is algorithmic. So if you can think about the market in an algorithmic sense, if 85% of this market is being moved algorithmically, like how are those algorithms coded? And most of them, especially in crypto, are so rudimentary and stupid that that's where the edge is. And you spot patterns of behavior, and especially in a low participation market where the algos obviously have more dominance than in a high participation market. That's where your edge is, you know.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's see if there's any other questions. There's quite a bit in the chat. I've just noticed, by the way, that I need to recode my indicator at the bottom. Any guesses as to why?
What is it?
It's spaghetti, so it's just like spaghetti, but it's got literally 136 different coins on it. So obviously low time frame rotation, you can literally keep track of like pretty much anything. But I've just realised that it looks like the fucking French flag, doesn't it? It's literally the French flag. Where do you put your stop loss now?
People are asking where you guys put your stop losses.
Yeah. I just never lose a trade. That's how it is. I don't have stops. I just get liquidated.
Yeah, I don't use stop losses. Because you basically, if you put a stop loss in, you're basically being a market maker in really inopportune areas. You're basically market making for the market maker. You basically providing liquidity for the market maker in really bad spots. Generally, stop losses are really stupid most of the time. I mean, in my opinion.
I mean, I will just put one counterpoint against that, which is I've always done this since. I'll tell you what happened. I was on FTX. I was trading. I had a massive position on, and I was just about to put my stop loss on, just a hard stop loss, I was just about to kind of, take some profit, and it logged me out, and I'd obviously like logged in for like 30 days or something stupid, and I was out. I was like, shit, I need to log back into my account. Right, type in the details. 2FA, where's my 2FA? Shit, my phone's in my car. Right, shit, where's my keys? Get my keys, run, find car, get phone out car, run back, go, and position is down like 2%. And I was like, fuck, that's more than I was gonna, lose. I didn't actually have a stop on at all. And ever since then, I've had a stop just to prevent things like random exchange logout, like genuinely. So I'll always have a hard stop even if it is at a dumb place like that, or even if it's just like, your position is going up and grinding up nicely, I might just trail my stop up a little bit, just to like, if you're up here and thinking, oh, I'm going to bed now, this is probably a decent move with continuation potential, I'll stick it under here. Worst case, I'll give some, I still secure this. Best case is it just fucks off without me type thing. But I will always have a hard stop somewhere.
Yeah. And that is literally where I'll leave my bids, is where you just put that green line.
Oh, what, down here, down the bottom?
That thin inefficiency at 1800 is where I would bid.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's probably a piss poor example, but yeah.
No, it's a perfect example.
But yeah,
that's where all the stops are. Like, that is literally where all the stops are. There's not a single wick on a candle in that little consolidation.
Yeah,
that is literally.
I know. There's nothing.
If it pulls back violently, that is literally where you leave your bids, because you're going to get an instant reaction off there to where you can at least reevaluate the situation and determine if you want to take profit or not.
Yeah. But it's just an interesting one, because I just remember that fucking running around. Subtle car flex. Yeah, I've never flexed my car actually, and I could do for the followers. And I just made $100,000 this morning just before my breakfast. Blah blah blah.
I already bought this car.
Yeah, I already bought this car.
I bought this car and got delivered in 30 seconds, guys. That's
yeah,
trading.
exactly. Yeah. I logged on 10 minutes, the same strategy every day.
Wow. People, yeah, VA's making fun of my mum car.
Do you have a mum car like Jib? Well, technically I do. And technically I have one that is not a mum car.
Soccer mum cars are the way to go.
Exactly. I don't own a Rolex though. I don't wear a watch. I think watches are just like a something from a bygone era, to be honest. I don't get them. It's like, I'll just look at my phone and check the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's so many sources of time in this world at the moment. I don't need another one. But that's
I like watches just because I like mechanical. But, I like the craftsmanship actually. They're quite beautiful. Jim, are you in these guys' Discord? You know what? I'll say it, even though I'm not active in there. I am in Paragon, but I don't really say much. I'll be active in Paragon when I get back to trading, because I like chatting in there. So yeah, you should join the Paragon. There you go. Free. Paragon's a great group.
Alright, Jim, I'll send you a bottle of whiskey after the stream. Or are you on the beers at the moment? How about I trade on your ref link and I'll add another $1 to that monthly income.
Nice one. Yeah.
Fair market things.
Oh, sure. It sounded like you meant it. No, Paragon's awesome. It really is good.
In all fairness, we used to sit in the voice chat quite a lot and talk about the market, in real time, which is good.
Yeah, it's good times.
Yeah,
And I'll do it again when I can be asked to trade.
That's fair, mate. If the conditions aren't right for you, it's good that you identify it. And if you've got better things to be doing, you don't need to do it. You don't need to get money out of the market. Then fuck it.
I'll lose money right now just because I know I just can't be bothered.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's completely fair. Right, are there any more questions, or are we gonna wrap it up? Because I'm conscious I've taken up an hour and a half these gentlemen's wonderful evenings, or afternoon for you, Magus, isn't it?
Yes, midday.
Midday. In the wonderful land of the east or west. That was.
I don't mind answering because there's a few people asking. I left the Haven because it just wasn't the right fit for me. I to be completely honest, I had this sort of intention of helping people. It's the age-old cliche of like teach a man to fish kind of thing. And I was kind of forcing myself to try and trade in order to give signals. I really wanted to try and get people to find their own signals, and it just wasn't the right fit. It just wasn't the right fit. It's a great group. It's not my style, to be honest.
Yeah, no, that's fair, man. Like, yeah, there are loads of groups out there, and to be fair, I see more and more kind of pop up every day, and they all seem to be quite different. There are ones that focus around like pure price action. There are ones that focus around, I don't know, research. There's even a low cap meme coin one that I saw pop up the other day, which was like, what? That's the first time I've seen a, sub 100k paid group, basically. Like,
Yeah.
but whatever, the thing is, it's like Ricky Gervais's wonderful sketch of guitar lessons, but I don't want guitar lessons. Like,
I was really struggling in there to trade my own book as well, because I'm very low time frame scalping type trading, and I felt a pressure to try and deliver sort of swing trades when I'm not necessarily a swing trader. So I was like adapting my own trading style to try and sort of appeal and facilitate, and it was end up affecting my own trading. So in the end, I just wanted to go back to just trading my own book, just being my own trader. So
yeah, no, that's fair enough, man.
yeah.
You gotta respect it and do what makes you happy in life.
At the end of the day, if someone asks you to join the biggest group in crypto, arguably, probably, or at least on this side of crypto Twitter, you kind of got to say yes, like even without thinking about it, and give it a go. So I gave it a go. I think the wrong thing to do in that situation would be to just cling on to it and stay in there past my sort of quota, So
yeah, true. Well, they're a chat bunch of traders, and I don't know about
mate,
size-wise,
unbelievable.
but like them and Welsh Wealth Group, I never really say it. I think they're
never.
the largest in terms of numbers, but I don't know.
Never heard of it, to be honest.
That's fair enough. But yeah, I mean, it's all different sides of Twitter, isn't there? Some a bit.
Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah. It's funny, the cliques, and I didn't realise half the cliques that are in Twitter until you get messages from some of them or abuse from others, and you're like, who the fuck are you? And then you see that there's like 40 mutuals following them, and you go, okay, like, I've literally never heard of you, and you've been here for 5 years, but okay, cool. Yeah, right. Well, thank you so much, chaps. For everyone in the chat, I'm sure you follow them already, but it's Trader Magus and Jim Talbot on Twitter. Not that he's responding to it.
Yeah, don't follow me. Block me.
But yeah, go follow him.
Yeah, don't. Seriously.
Alright, well, follow me. Follow this Twitch stream. And you'll hear the wonderful voice of Michael Saylor. Thank you all for being here on this hot summer's day, while we're sweating our balls off in front of the computers, gifting you with wisdomous insight. Don't follow me. Laugh my ass off. Yeah. Yeah. Cheers everyone for being here, and we will see you soon. Au revoir.
Bye.